It's time for Morning Manna, and this is part three to our week-long series studying the book of James. Part three of our week-long series studying the book of James. And today, watch your mouth or wash your mouth. Wash your mouth. Because that's what James is talking about in chapter 3. We've been walking through the book of James this week. So thankful and grateful that you have joined me. Permit me to have some impartation into your life. 5 minutes or less, 5 minutes or less, the text, to talk, the takeaway. That's what I'm going to do. What do you need to do? Put your comments in the chat area. Share it right now. Ask somebody to join you on tomorrow with more morning manna. Well, let's greet some folk, and then we're going to get right into the word on this morning. I hope you were with this morning's midweek morning prayer with First Lady and I. It was powerful, overcoming fear. And so this morning we continuing. Good morning, Liz. How are you on this morning? Good to see you on this morning. Verena, how are you on this morning? Barbara, how are you on this morning? Ari, how are you on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is. A great morning it is. And I want to know, is this blessing you? It's been on my heart. Last week we did Psalms 139, walked through the whole chapter. Can't teach the whole thing, but I hope it was an impartation of enough that you grasped 139 in Psalms like never before. And so my intent this week is to teach you the book of James, teach you the book of James. Can't grasp everything, but what I do share with you that you get an understanding of the book of James like you've never had before. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do for another time around, but let's just concentrate right now on the book of James. Watch your mouth or wash your mouth. Either way, I think you get what I'm trying to say. Good morning, Brenda. How are you? Let's get right into the word this morning. The text to talk, to take away, 5 minutes or less. Let's go. James 3, 1 through 3, English Standard Version. Follow along in a version of your choice. If you did your homework, you read it last night or during the day yesterday. Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness. Grab that. That sets the tone for this chapter. Then he's going to talk about how teachers and everybody else is judged. What does he say? Second verse, for we all stumble in many ways. Yeah, we do. And if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man. That perfect means that you are striving and being perfected, able also to bridle his whole body. That's the bottom line of what he is saying. How do I wash my tongue? How do I watch it? Then he goes on to say, and then we'll break it down right now. The first thing you need to do in the talk of the text is this: put a bit in it. Put a bit in it. That's what verse 3 says. You watch or wash your mouth by putting a bit in it. In the third verse, he says, if you're going to be a teacher and strive to be strictly judged, then understand that your mouth needs to have a bit. What is a bit? A bit is what they put in the mouth of an ox or a horse or whatever, a donkey, to guide them and lead them. One thing, when something is wrapped around your tongue, trust me, when it pulls, you're going to follow. You're going to obey. Put a bit in it. Second thing is this: put a rudder on it. Put a rudder on it. Put it in the chat out. Put a rudder on it, because the fourth verse, he says, on the seas are ships, great ships that go from one place to the next. How do they do it? They have a rudder. The rudder, which is far smaller than the entire ship, guides it, though. Guides it. So it is. You want to watch your mouth or wash your mouth? Put a rudder on it. Put a bit in it. Here's the third thing. The third thing is put a fire on it. Put a blaze. It's a blaze. Verse 5 says this. Verse 5 says this. The power of your tongue, if not harnessed, can burn up a wonderful forest, can set it ablaze. But if it is harnessed, it can be used to deliver people. For the power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. It's the words that tumble out of your mouth that came from your heart, because it's not what goes in, but it's what comes out. What is that is contaminates a man, is what Jesus says. So what is your takeaway? Your takeaway is this: control your mouth and you'll control your fortune. Control your mouth and you will control your fortune. Put a bit in it, put a rudder on it, and put a fire to it. Watch and wash your mouth. Hey, share the man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning as we take on chapter 4 of James. We're walking through it. Why don't you read ahead? Share the manna. God bless you. Bye now.